You know how fast you were going?
What? How fast you were going?
I don't know. 10?
8.
Be advised, this is an explicit podcast, so if you're easily offended, get your panties twisted into a knot, turn this off before you get butthurt and mad, start to cry, have to run to your safe space. All opinions are those of the host and his guest and do not reflect the opinions of any government agency. Welcome to MOTORCOP Chronicles, the podcast. I'm your host, Iceman. Hope everyone had a good Friday, 3-day weekend for most, except for a lot of my brothers and sisters in blue out there that have to work a lot of holidays. Trust me, I feel your pain. Spent many years doing it. Missed out on a lot of holidays with the kids and grandkids as I got older. Let's not forget that Easter's not about just, chocolate rabbits and dyed Easter eggs and Peeps. The delicious Peeps, they're my favorite. Marshmallow deliciousness. And the real reason is for when Jesus rose from the grave. So let's not forget to celebrate the real reason for Easter. And I understand that there's going to be there's a lot of tough times going on out there with families not being able to come together, especially with great-grandparents and stuff like that. And myself really not even going around my own grandchildren, which I have quite a few of them, because I'm becoming old, and I don't want to be around them just in case, because I'm still out there working in the public and stuff like that, and I don't want to bring anything to them. So my heart does go out to all of those grandparents and great grandparents that can't spend the holiday with their grandchildren. Unfortunately, the wrench won't be able to make any more appearances with us. His department that he works for don't feel appropriate that he's on the podcast or anything like that, and I totally respect their decisions and everything. Not here to throw anyone or anybody or any department under the bus. Just trying to get our little funny stories out there, a little bit of information. Like I said, I will not talk about any department's policies and procedures, any ongoing cases or anything like this. Most of these stories I tell are decades old, a lot of them. But like I said, I respect that department's decision totally. And the wrench did say, he did tell me, I asked him, and he will write down his tech tips for me, because like I said in the last episode, and one before that, you don't want me working on anything you have. Because if it's broke, definitely going to be more broke when I finish messing with it, probably to the point where it won't be able to be fixed. But if you have any tech questions or something, email us. Go on Facebook, send us a message. MOTORCOP Chronicles Facebook page. You get them out, I'll get them to him. He'll write them down for me, and I will gladly read them out. Even though I probably won't know much about what I'm talking about with it, I can read. I did learn that much in school anyway. It is Easter, so I'm going to try to stay a little as PG as I can. Just have, a little bit of respect. Even though I know a lot of people that do know who I am probably just fell out their chairs if they listen to it. But I'm just going to do my little rant this time. I really didn't have a rant last time on the second episode. My rant today will be, for this episode, is out where I live. There's this group of sport bikes, crotch rockets, however you want to do it. They frequent the roadway in front of my residence, which is a country road, 35-mile speed limit. These people, and I know for a fact, the other day on my way home, I clocked one on my work bike, and he was doing, he was at 80 miles an hour in a 35. Well, I'm not in jurisdiction anymore, so I couldn't pull him over to do anything about it. But yeah, these people, it's ridiculous. I know they go in front of my house sometimes at 90 plus, and that's not me being like a civilian saying, "Oh, people are doing 150 miles an hour in front of my house." No, I'm a radar and LiDAR instructor, and like I said, I've been doing traffic for 19 years of my career almost. I'm really good at looking at vehicles and getting within 3 miles an hour of how fast they're going. Anyway, these motorcycles, they're coming by our house, 80 plus miles an hour. You can hear them way before they get here. My wife looked at me one day. She says, "That's not making you mad?" I'm like, "No, it's not. It's not making me mad to that point where I'm just waiting to hear the large crash that's inevitable that's going to happen." And, call me morbid or whatever, but it's going to be my satisfaction. Driving a motorcycle like that at high rates of speeds, especially on these country roads like that, it's going to take a split second for somebody to back out their driveway, a dog run out in front of them. It's just like they're playing Russian roulette. But hey, some of you guys out there, if you're still listening, you know where I live. Hey, once this corona's over with, and they come back out here and try to catch these. See, I almost cussed and caught myself. Catch these guys and maybe tow their bikes or something for some reckless operation. Do a brother a favor before they get themselves killed, or worse, they end up hitting a kid or hitting a car or something and killing a innocent civilian person out there that was just minding their own business, and they were being jackasses and end up killing somebody besides themselves. So that's going to be the little rant today. So I'm going to try to keep my stories more on the lighter side, with it being Easter, trying to be a little respectful, which, like I said, probably freaking some people out that do know who I am, me being respectful. Because my earlier days in law enforcement as a younger cop, I was the hothead, the mouthy one, all stuff like that. I'm pushing 50 years old now. I've calmed down a lot. I'm not the same cop that I used to be as those old cops say, probably way back in the day. Well, back in the day, I was that, I'd rather go hands-on and try to talk somebody out of something. Now I'd rather try to talk you out of something than put my hands on you. So many people that don't believe it, I am a totally different cop than I was 20 years ago. Anyway, back to the little story part. Being in motors and being a motor cop, you will, at some point in your career as a motorcycle cop, you do some public speaking. If it's not at some type of function at a school or some kind of training thing, or you're gonna have to do public speaking. So if you're shy about it, you're gonna have to get over it. We did a lot of I did public speaking. I used to go to these classes where the driver's ed classes that the kids have. Several years we spoke probably at 10 or 15 different ones during the summertime, just talking to the kids about drinking and driving, funeral stuff. When a lot of people see when funeral escorts coming at them. Look for any civilians out there. If you see a bunch of motorcycle cops coming at you, and the one up front or whatever is waving his hand back and forth. No, we're not waving at you saying hi. What he's doing is he's just wanting you to pull over on the shoulder for a little bit. Either it's a wide load or there's a good chance there's a funeral coming up behind him with several other motorcycles. And it's just not pushing you over to the shoulder of the road, trying to make you have a little respect for the family and the deceased person coming by. A lot of times they're pushing you over because as a motorcycle cop, when we're running these escorts, and if you've been in a funeral, you've seen it. If you're holding the intersection and then you're coming back up to the front, we call that leapfrogging. A lot of times they're just trying to push you over because there's a good chance there may be a motor cop coming back up on the wrong side of the road to get back up to the front so they can keep catching the intersections. And for their safety, of course, and yours too, just to scoot over, let them have enough room. I mean, I see people all the time getting really mad and beating on their steering wheels and all stuff like that. And look, come on. I think the longest one I've ever been on where you might have had to stop would have been when a law enforcement officer or a very predominant person got hurt or something. maybe sit on the side of the road for a maximum of 10 minutes. The longest, usually average, you're going to have to sit on the side of the roads maybe a minute to 2 minutes. I mean, that 2 minutes out of your life going to Walmart or wherever you go, in a Dollar General, whatever store you're going to, is not going to kill you for the safety of that motor cop and having a little respect for that family. I mean, think about it. That could be your mom or grandparents or something, or dad coming up that just passed away. And it's just nice to see, somebody have a little respect. You just sit there for, 2 minutes out of your busy life just to let them go by. So I guess that's part of a rant too, even though I didn't mean it to be. Back to it. Like I said, we got to speak to kids a lot in schools. I had a partner. His nickname was Shrek back in the day. Like, he was one of the original motors when I started working. So this is like, 2001, 2003 area, somewhere in there. But we used to go, me and him used to make it a point. We would drive around into different schools and go eat lunches with the elementary kids. I mean, be honest, the high school kids don't want to eat with you. You're not cool to them. The elementary kids still think you're pretty cool. We went to this one school. We went and ate. We happened to be with the special ed class. So we come up there and we show up. We walk into the lunchroom with them. This little kid turns around and looks at us and says, "What y'all doing here?" We're like, "Well, we come to eat lunch with y'all." "Well, what y'all gonna eat?" And this kid's like in second grade. "What y'all gonna eat?" "Oh, we're gonna eat lunch with you." "Yeah, but they ain't got no donuts." Really, kid? Know where his parents are thinking. Yep. And tell us we can't eat with him because the lunchroom don't serve donuts. We both kind of looking at him with a shocked look on our face, like, this little kid just hit us with the donut joke as being a cop. Another time, Shrek tricked me. It's like, "Hey, I just got to go talk to a class at this school." Of course, it was elementary, probably second or third grade class. I got to go take care of such and such. Can you do it for me? Well, I took care. I said, "Yeah, I can take care of it for you." I show up, and I try to get on the kids' level. So I get in the classroom and I sit on the floor with the kids. Well, nowadays I wouldn't be able to sit on the floor because the teacher would have to help me get my own ass up off the floor. Anyway, I sat down on the floor with the kids, and this one little kid first says, "Well, where's your dog?" "I'm not a K-9 officer." "I don't have a dog. I got a motorcycle." "Oh, we want to see a dog." All right, now I'm not feeling so cool at this point. And this other little kid looks at me and asked me if I would like to go on a date with his mama because she needs a boyfriend and he needs a daddy. Now, I'm just kind of looking at this kid with this stunned look on my face. I'm like, what you going to tell this kid? I'm like, "Well, I was married at the time." I'm like, "I'm sorry, son, I'm married," stuff like that. And this poor little kid's trying hard. But kids, I'll tell you what, when you see them shows, what darndest things kids say or whatever like that, smaller kids like that, they just say what's on their mind. They don't care. Had another little kid came up to me, and it's kind of sad. It's not even real funny. But he comes up to me and he's like, "My daddy works with y'all." I'm like, "Oh, really? Who's your daddy?" "Oh, he's the one that he cooks the food in the kitchen at the jail." Well, of course, as I know, and most people know, poor little fella. He's an inmate that's cooking the food in the kitchen at the jail, not an employee. Well, I wasn't going to tell this poor little kid that. He was proud, thought his daddy, was a cop, worked at the jail, was a cook. Oh, I said, "All right, well, I'll tell him, hey, next time I see him up there, and he sure does a real good job of cooking." So I don't know how funny y'all might think some of the little stories of the kids are or not, but I guess sometimes if you have to be there. Parents, please don't tell your kids, "See that cop right there? If you're not good, he's going to put you in jail." Well, I'll actually look at the parents and say, no, I look at the kid, "No, I'm not going to put you in jail." That's not true. And I tell parents, don't tell that kid that. I mean, if something happens to them and they need help, I don't want them to be scared of me and run away from me. I would rather them come to me, and you're making me into a fearful person. you know, tell them, you know, something else is going to happen or something. Don't make them scared of the cops. I've had to go, like I said, teach at, you know, a lot of the driver aid classes and some of the stuff, you know, them kids ask you up there and stuff. Most of them, first thing out of these kids after they pointing this stuff on your gun belt, what's this? What's that? What's this? So you explain it to them, you know, this is my extra bullets, you know, it's my gun, that's my radio. Well, of course, everybody's always saying, oh, have you ever shot anybody? Well, like that, since 1993 to present, knock on wood, thank God, I have never had to pull the trigger on an individual person at all. I hope I can retire without ever having to pull my trigger on another human being, as much as, you know, the news media and everything else might want to tell you. Like I said, I don't know anybody in law enforcement personally that wakes up in the morning or in the afternoon and gets ready to go on duty when they're putting their duty gear and getting dressed and everything, saying, you know what, I sure hope I get to shoot somebody today. I just don't see that happening. I know not me. I've had a gun pointed at a lot of people, but thank God I've never actually had to pull that trigger, and I don't know many that would want to have to pull that trigger. All right, back on the subject or different subject. Sometimes I get off topic and just start talking about different stuff. So if you're going to listen to me, you might as well get used to it. I actually do write myself out an outline on what I want to talk about, and for some reason, I can't follow my own outline. Even though I got the nickname Iceman way back when, believe it or not, I mean, I come across as dry, maybe cold, even though actually once you get to know me, I'm really not. I'm real big in the community policing. I believe in it. Not, you know, a lot of the younger guys, some of the guys I've trained in recently, not too long, I mean, the last 8 months of the year, I had some rookie guys got to ride with me, and I'd bring them out into the neighborhoods and stuff, and if I saw people out in their yards or sitting on their porches and stuff like that, I stop. I get out. If I was in a unit, I get out in my unit. I walk up there. I talk to them. I got a lot of times, you know, people are like, something wrong? No. Well, just come out here, check, see how y'all doing. You know, let you know we're here for you. If, you know, you need any help with anything, just let us know. I carry ring pops and suckers and stuff for the children. I get out, see them in the yard. I get out and walk up to them, the parents. I talk to them, definitely talk to the kids. I mean, that's the future generation. I'd rather them like the police and law enforcement than be scared of us. That is one people, the area I was working in, probably about a year or so ago. They had a husband and wife, had these 3 little girls, cute little girls. Well, I got to know the little kids pretty good. They knew me by name. Every time they'd see me, they'd run up. Don't matter if I was at the store, wherever they saw me, they'd run up and give me a hug, call me by name. They knew I'd give them suckers and stuff. It's like I found out their dog had been poisoned, ran over there, and I went to their house to give them suckers, and you know, their father was outside, and he was like, well, you ain't got nothing for me, you know? I said, I don't have no chronic with me. And he's like, well, what do you mean by that? Nothing against the dude. It's like everybody's got their own thing, and I said, come on, Bud. He's like, Bud. I was like, yeah, that's your new nickname, Bud. What you mean? I said, dude, come on, man. I said, every time I'm around you, I said, you reek of weed. I said, I think instead of Cheerios in the morning, you smoke weed. He just kind of looks at me. I'm like, so no, I don't have nothing for you, but, you know, I said, you know, basically told him, I said, just make sure you try to keep all the crap away from your kids. You got 3 pretty little girls, stuff. So, yeah, I did give that guy a nickname, you know, and hey, look, I'm not dogging this dude out because he smokes weed. I mean, he's actually, I seen him around, he loves his kids a lot, and, you know, so does his wife. And he just got the nickname of Bud now because of it. But community policing, and other cops, look, if you're driving in a neighborhood and you see people outside, it ain't even got to be kids. I mean, we do it just straight up grown people and teenagers. get out and talk to them. You see them playing basketball, get out and, you know, shoot some basketball and stuff with them. The few videos you do see on, you know, the news or YouTube or wherever, Facebook, I mean, that's the good stuff. I think, you know, put a friendlier face on law enforcement. Let these people in these communities know that, you know, we're not out here just trying to put everybody in jail. And if you're just driving by looking at them and staring at them, you know, you're just that cop that's staring at them trying to see if they're doing something wrong. Get out and talk to them, you know, with the community people. I mean, like I said, I don't even live in these areas, and a lot of them know me by name now because I got out and talked to them. I was putting myself out in the community. I'd rather, you know, if I'm out there and I stop and these people do know you as kind of a person and not just, you know, the cop that drives by or writing them tickets. Like I said, I do write tickets, love writing tickets. But, you know, some of the people I've known, I've written them tickets to. But, you know, I'm fair about it. And if you have civilians out there, it's like, I almost cussed again. I'm trying not to do it today, but trying to be respectful for Easter. I write tickets for the simple reason not to make money for any departments or anybody like that. I'm not trying to hurt people's pocketbooks, even though I know it does hurt. My point is if I write you a ticket here, it's going to slow you down. Possibility, I might have just stopped you from going up the road a couple of miles and getting in a crash or, you know, or something bad happening. Or the next time you're driving down this stretch of highway, you're going to be like, oh, crap, I need to slow down. I got a ticket here last time. I'm just trying to modify your behavior for that area. It's not about revenue for me or anything like that. I'm just basically wanting to keep people safe. Unfortunately, sometimes getting in your pocketbooks to help keep you safe, I mean, that's part of it. It makes people mad. I mean, I've gotten tickets before and stuff. So, like I said, I'm real big into community policing. The kids are great, and you never know. You can meet a lot of good people in a community. And, I mean, I'm not trying to be, you know, whatever, but go, like, in the hood, you know. Get out and talk to these people. I mean, you just drive around looking at them. They're thinking one thing of you. Don't be that closed-minded. When I was a young cop, I thought, you know, I was, you know, thought everything was black and white. Black and white. As I got older and more it is, everything is not black and white. There is a gray area in there. And if you start thinking in the gray area, not in the black and white area, I found that it's a whole lot better. Make yourself a lot more, you know, it's not the good guys and the bad guys. There is the good guys and the bad guys. There's people that are in between, too. People that are caught in the middle. Just because somebody lives in the hood or a bad neighborhood, that don't mean that they're bad. They might be stuck. They might be able to afford to get out or somewhere else. So there, I see I went on a tangent again, straight off the subject. And I'll apologize if this isn't the funniest one. Not all of them will be just funny, I guess. I'm hoping not boring you too much. But most of my stories, if I start telling some of them, I'm going to get into my other language mode, and I'm trying to be respectful today. So I want to end it with that today. I know this is short. Like I said, I hope everybody had a happy Easter. Hopefully this virus stuff will be gone before long, and all the families and friends can get back together and have a good time. I know I'm looking forward to it. So just always remember, I could be behind you. So hit us up on our Facebook page, MOTORCOP Chronicles on Facebook, or motorcopchronicles@gmail.com. You can email us, any other law enforcement, firemen, anything. You got a story you want to tell, you want to be a guest, hit us up, let us know. If you got any questions, hit us up, let us know. Appreciate it if you give us a 5-star review, write a little review on us. We'll definitely appreciate it. And hope you come back for our next episode. Thank you.
I'm cranking up on the throttle. This is how legends are made.